Many friends of mine find it really difficult to find the right partner to date initially and then get into a relationship with. And in some ways, I understand that. In our days, it's really difficult, and we all have higher standards or more options or whatever. But at the same time, um, it's even more difficult than anyone. Social media changed the trajectory of this dating world. But I believe that there are some ways we can increase our chances on finding the right person. And this is super important. It's one of the most important decisions in our lives. Finding the right person to stay with for the rest of our lives. How important is this? The most important things in life are difficult and we have to put some effort. And this is what I'm going to explain today in today's subject on how to increase our chances of finding the right person, not just any person, just a relationship, but the right person for us and for them as well. Why is the most important decision? I will start with that. Why do we need to care about this subject? As you all know, getting into a serious relationship and getting married eventually is super important for our mental health, our stress levels, our growth, and all these things. And imagine having the wrong person and feeling stressful, low, stagnate, and anxious for 40 years. That's prison, not just for us, but for our children as well, which is super important. It's like we're adding out there another problem into the world by not having the right relationship in the family. Imagine if you do like few kids are really, really good into the society. They're gonna affect their friends. They're gonna affect their friends of friends and maybe their children as well. So your grandchildren will be affected by the way you raise your children within your family, the way you interact with your wife or your partner, I say. So it's super important to have like a great relationship, a great loving, healthy relationship, which I believe like everything starts within the marriage. Having a good marriage will improve the world, as we say, like it's ripples, it's like a ripple effect into the maybe hundreds of people, if not thousands of people. Like it's going to interact with your kids and kids or your friends or your family. It's going to be affected by your mood, being in a right relationship, etc. So finding the right person to live with you and to spend your life with is one of the most important decisions you will ever make forever. First of all, we have to find ways to be more successful, and we start by meeting the right person. How do we increase the chances of meeting the right person? And if we go to the very basics, it's knowing what you really like, what you don't like about someone, and then knowing really well about yourself. We have to start with that, and this needs, if you're younger, you need to just date a bit more to find out what you like, what you don't like. Find out about yourself. It's a bit more difficult than finding what you like and you don't like about someone else, because there is some biases there. Like, for example, it's the above average bias, which we think we're above average, above the average person bias. Maybe we're in a small group of people and we're the best of that group of people and friends, let's say. And that group of friends or family or area that we know of might not be the best in the whole sample set of the world. So we might think that we're the best out of that group of people. So your sample set might not be really good representative way to assess yourself. So yeah, that's one bias that we have. And the other one is the blind spot bias, where we find it more easily to find weaknesses and mistakes of others instead of ours. That's another bias that we have, that really having us blind in our real self. So find your real self is as well as important as finding what you don't like and like about someone else. And we have to define this really clearly. Define exactly, even if you know what you like in your mind, you have to define it clearly so that you know what you're looking at for. If you don't define a problem clearly, you can't really solve the problem. So you have to define, write it down. I like these kind of things, these traits, this kind of mindset, and break it down in different categories like mindset, lifestyle, whatever, like emotional intelligence, general intelligence, um, lifestyle, and life values as well. So break it down into categories and add some weights on it. What you really, what's something that's super important for you, like add it first on the list, or add some weight. Like this is more important. Everybody has in our minds like a mental model of what we like and what's more important for us, what's not that important. But we have to define it really clearly, and in order to find the right person, and then define really clearly and realistically about who we are. So we have to be open and listen to our friends or families about who we are. That's how we start, by setting down clearly the problem, and then where to look at for those kinds of people that we really like is another important task that increases our chances for finding the one, the right person for us. And how do we increase our chances? Like in business, when you want to increase your chances of selling something, what do? You go to the right audience. You target your product to the market, to the right market. You're not going to sell like high professional running shoes to skaters, for example. You're not going to go and sell your stuff into a skating event, your running shoes into a skating event. They're going to reject you. They're youngsters, they don't run, they just, or to a party, whatever. You go to like a club and promote your running shoes. Even if you have the best running shoes, you're not going to get any attention. So it's the same thing with real life example, with relationship, where you look at will define on who you're gonna find. You can't like look in a club for a serious relationship, for example, or let's say you're 30 years old and you're looking to find someone in a club. You have less chance there. All we need to do is increase our chances. I'm not saying you can't find someone in the club, and I'm not saying that going to a club is a bad thing, or it's your lifestyle, you can do whatever you want, but it's a bit less chance to find what you're looking for. You have to define your problem. If you like younger people, you might as well go to the club every single day. But you know what I mean. If you have like different, values or whatever, just look at the right place. And if you're into more intellectual stuff, going to a book club. Or if you're more spiritual, go to the church. Start going to a church. Or if you're going to the church, start going to multiple churches. Go to different kinds of churches. Just stay into one church and stay there. Go to different kinds of book events, different areas, and increase your chances of finding the one. So what we really want to do here is finding the right place to go to. So first of all, defining our problem, what we want to find out, and then where to look at to increase our chances of finding one. So you increase your chances by going to the right places and promoting yourself to the right kind of audiences. And then you can go adjacent markets, like in business. You can go to, let's say you're into running and you really like running a lot. You're staying there, going into running clubs, whatever, you don't want to hear anything else. And you want someone who's active and fit and whatever. You can be a bit more open and join like a boxing, class, for example, or a golf class, or start going more adjacent. Golf, okay, it's not that physical, but you know what I mean. Golf, Pilates, yoga, whatever, a bit more football, basketball, go adjacent. Or if you're into religion, go into a book club, more spiritual stuff, kind of talking about the universe and everything, learn about new religions. You might find someone who's, open to find a new religion. Okay, maybe religion is like more strict thing, and You might not want to go to a different religion, but you get my point here is like, go to the right place to increase your chances. And there are 4 ways to do that. As far as I've seen, it's the same ways in business. There is the cold audience, the warm audience, offline and online. You can find this quadrant. I will show you later what I mean. And what I mean by cold and warm audience. Warm audience is business, is someone who's heard about you before. They've heard you, they've seen you somewhere, blah, blah. It's a bit warm. And they've interacted with you somehow. This is the same here. So if some people, your friends or family or friends of friends are a bit more lukewarm. They don't know you directly, but they know your friend. So your friend can talk about you. So the first step that I will make is go to your warm audience and shout out to them like, I'm single and I'm looking about these kind of traits to a woman. If you know anyone, or if you are someone, you can approach it different if she's someone you know and you really want to date her. But yeah, you just go with your warm ones first. That's, you have higher chance of meeting someone with just telling someone. You don't know how important. I mean, I also like got some dates by friends of friends. I've just told them like, you look, I'm single now. Do you know anyone who might be interested in this type of person that I am, and I'm looking for this type of person? You might be impressed. Like, you might get 1 or 2 dates, not a lot, depends on your network. But yeah, then you have to improve on your cold outreach, let's say, people who don't know you at all. That's more difficult, but you have to improve those skills as well if you've exhaust the whole warm and lukewarm audience. And cold, it's like, online cold is adding friends on social media, adding people who don't know you on social media. It's harder, you might be creepy a little bit. Going on dating apps, they don't know you, nobody knows you, and you're exploring cold audiences and trying to convince them on who you are and what you like. It's a bit more difficult that way, but if you exhaust the home, you have to go that way, cold outreach. And you have even higher chance because lots of people are online right now. If you go offline cold outreach, you might have like higher chances because most of men don't go like offline, like physical, just go to someone and talk to them. And it's a skill. Learn how to be more, you have those type of skills, or being more, friendly and opening and, warm with someone and not awkward, the way you approach them. So yeah, if you exhaust all the other possibilities, you just have to just go learn new skills on how to approach. If you're a girl in a physical world, you want to meet someone and not online, just give chances to people. See them in the club, or not club, let's say, be more cute, whatever, like try to find ways to be close to them, whatever. You have higher chances of succeeding if you go cold instead of online, because online is like overcrowded of online. This is how I view it in terms of where to find people and how to increase your chances on finding the right person. And and the way I view finding the right person, and the right person for me is not, I put more weight on mindset instead of lifestyle, because lifestyle can change. You can change, football. If you like football now, maybe in the future we will change to basketball. If you like, playing chess now, okay, some stuff are really important for you and might have done them for 20 years, but there's some stuff like, you just started exploring and learning. Don't dwell on them too much. If you meet someone in a reading book session or whatever, you assume that they're like reading book, and it's a no if they do this kind of lifestyle stuff, or if they listen to a different kind of music like you. You can both listen to different music. Music taste might change, depends on the person, of course. But don't dwell too much on those kind of lifestyle traits. I will suggest, in my opinion, have more weight on the mindset part, because those are harder to get. The other ones can change. If someone's styles is not the same, the style you want, don't reject them. You can change it if they're open. You can change that, and this can change easily. I mean, while mindset traits are really hard to get, you need years, or maybe neural connections are strong sometimes, and people can't change. And what do I mean by mindset is, how they think under pressure, how open they are to feedback, how do they see problems or solutions. Do they see problems mainly or solutions? Are they positive or negative thinking when there is a problem? How long do they stay negative? Do they, improve themselves and step up quickly, or no? And then, how do they handle stress or failure? How do they handle? This is kind of mindset kind of things. And the other thing I would say is, see the potential in someone. If they have the potential to improve their mindset, and how quickly. Is this exponential kind of way of quickly that they can learn? You should assess this. Or is it like slowly, and they might not even improve in 40 years? Do you want to wait 20 years for someone to improve their skill set or mindset, I would say? No, I wouldn't say. And the rate of improvement, like, is it like this or like this? Like the rate of improvement, the lambda, as we learn in mathematics, or is it exponential, like start slowly and goes like really fast up there? So find this type of people who are, in my opinion, who are like have huge potential to learn any aspect of life, any kind of mindset and any kind of skill set. What you're looking for is potential. For me, the building blocks for potential is the ability for someone to listen and change fast enough. So fast learners have low ego, accept something different, accept something that might hurt their ego. So fast learners, low ego, and open-minded to be receptive of new ideas or new information that they might be deep-rooted in their soul, within their mind, some deep-rooted thoughts. And if they're open-minded, they can change. If they can learn fast, they can change faster. Or they have low ego, they can also accept a new ideas that are for their character, like self-belief. So it's, and hardworking people who, because life is hard. It's not that it's hard. I want to be positive, but these things are hard to get, and you need effort. You shouldn't be lazy to change and adapt. So I see those 4 pillars are as the building blocks of any kind of character trait or mindset. As I said, is hardworking, fast learner, low ego, and open-mindedness. Those are the 4 building blocks of any character trait that can be developed. And hobbies, fitnesses, this can change in the future. Don't give much weight on it. If you want to give weight a little bit, you can give it, but it's up to you on what you're looking for. That's what I'm looking for. And and I just want to say that now I'm in this dating period of my life, and I want to invest a little bit of my time into that, and date and say start dating. And I'm telling this out there into the world, online as well, to my 30 subscribers, that I'm single. If you know anyone who might be single, living in London, and she's might be interested in this type of person that I am, which is hardworking, business oriented. Business doesn't matter, but have these values, family values, and this type of mindset that is hardworking, low ego, and open-mindedness, then hit me up, write in the comments if you know someone. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, in all seriousness, this is what you should do as well with your friends and your friends' friends. You never know. You just improve your chances. Think more creatively. Open your mind. Go to different events. Think about it. Cold audiences. Find new kind of ventures to go to. New kinds of events. Go out there. And if you know what you like, what you dislike, and who you are, I'm pretty sure you're gonna find the one in no time. And don't get discouraged. If you don't find it in some time, keep working and keep doing the right thing until you find it, because this is the most important decision of your life. I cannot stress this enough. Without further ado, thank you for listening, and I hope everyone finds the right person and we create like beautiful, healthy families, so that we create a better world all together. We create better offsprings, better kids out there, healthy, mentally, everything, so that the world becomes a better place. And it all starts with us, within ourselves. Improve ourselves first if we want to see the change we want to see in the world. Thank you for listening, and see you next time. Bye.